Have you guys ever heard of SCP-096?
No.
That's probably for the best. He is better known as Shy Guy, one of the strongest, most powerful SCPs. And today, we're going to be learning about his sad origin story.
Hello everyone, Dr. Bob here. I know you're not used to seeing me here at the start of videos.
Is that him?
But that's because today
No, that's
we have
Dr.
an
Bob.
extremely pressing matter to attend to. One that cuts to the deepest core of one of the SCP Foundation's deadliest contained anomalies. SCP-096, the Shy Guy.
No.
It's a creature that needs no introduction, because it probably haunts all of your nightmares already. Close your eyes and
does.
picture it in your mind's eye.
Okay, guys, tell me what you're picturing. What are you picturing for SCP-096?
I see.
Get away.
I see Adam.
Get away.
Is he clothed or naked?
I see Adam running, and he's running from someone who looks beautiful.
Okay. What is going on?
Is it
And
me?
it's
is
your
not
mom.
scary. What do you-
It's your mom, guys. Shy Guy is your mom. What a plot twist.
The gaunt face with the slack jaw and the lifeless white eyes. The face you hope never to see as long as you live. The pale skin pulled tight against bone.
Oh my gosh.
Those impossibly long, gangly limbs. It sits there in its airtight containment cube, covering its face and quietly sobbing. Always sobbing, as though cursing something beyond.
I thought that was Alec making the crying sound. I don't know why.
Why does he choose to be in a corner? Why can't he just cry anywhere else?
Adam,
Were you guys
he's-
ever-
He's shy.
Were you guys ever shy in like elementary school and like didn't talk to anybody? Cause I used to be like that. I was pretty shy growing up, and like it's relatable. Like I'm kind of relatable to like the Shy Guy.
Doesn't the Shy Guy murder a lot of people?
Well, only if they look at him.
Okay, so nobody looks at him then. He's camped in a corner.
Technically, you're looking at him right now.
I'm not
So an
looking at his.
understanding. Perhaps
though.
when thinking about SCP-096,
I'm looking
you
at
feel a pang
Septidos.
of sympathy mixed with the terror. After all, this anomaly is no sadist. Why would a sadist cry as it kills, like SCP-096 does? You're not alone in asking
Are you
this
laughing
question.
at him?
I've spent many a night poring over classified files with an ever-freshening pot of coffee, trying to piece together the answers. SCP-096 is considered one of the most dangerous Euclid-class creatures in containment, and yet,
Do you guys know what Euclid?
I was about to say, me no understand big word.
Okay, so there's 3 different classes in SCP. There's Safe, there's Euclid, and then there's Keter class. So Safe is green. Safe means that it's good, it's not gonna hurt you. Euclid is kind of like Minecraft spiders. They're neutral, so as long as you don't touch it, it won't touch you.
Okay.
And then
Shy
Keter
Guy's not even
class,
that bad.
you don't even want to know about Keter class.
Okay, so Shy Guy, he's not even evil. He's just like a nice guy that doesn't want to hang out with anybody.
As long as you stay away from him, he's not evil.
so little about it is known, beyond its capability to do great harm whenever someone is unlucky enough to see its face and send it into its rage state. How did this happen? It's a question for the curious, like you or me, and after months of strenuous research, I believe I may have an answer. Whether you choose to believe it is up to you. Just be
believe
warned
it? Is this
when you
real?
hear what I believe to be the
do.
heart.
Wait, this is like a real thing? This is actually making me
No,
feel like
no.
that SCPs are
Jack,
real. I
it's
always
not
thought
real.
SCPs
Jack,
were
it's not
fake.
real.
Okay, guys, we don't know for sure. Do you remember creepypastas when you were like 13 years old?
Yeah.
Like Slender
Usually
Man,
my mom just gave me spaghetti.
Entity 303.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Back in the day, I wasn't sure if they were real or not. So maybe they are real, maybe they're not.
Well, this guy's really convincing me that it's real.
That's
He
not
could
real.
be,
That is
Alec.
not real. Please, somebody say in the comments it's not real. Please.
We've only explored like 5% of the ocean, so it could be down in the ocean.
Good
you
point.
never know. Could be an
Heartbreaking,
alien.
tragic origin of this terrifying and pitiful monster. You may never be able to look at him the same way again. Not that looking at him should ever be high on your list of priorities. It begins in a tavern in a small Nepalese village, a few miles away from the Chinese border, where Mount Everest, the world's tallest mountain above sea level, waits. Its mere existence is like a challenge to the brave and foolhardy. Conquer me, it seems to whisper. Conquer me, and declare yourself above
Not
Why
Alex
is
is
it
the
whispering
those
same
I
that to
have
people?
conquered. Become a god
Conquer
among
me.
men. It's always whispering like this, but few, in the grand
Stop,
scheme
Mount
of
Everest.
things, can actually hear it. And sadly for him,
No, Mount
the
Everest, no,
explorer
I won't.
is among those
Okay,
few.
I'll do it.
Fine.
He's sitting in one of the tavern's many cozy
Wait, come on. Alec, can you act like you're eating something?
That looks like me.
If you shaved,
Alec, come on.
For real?
if you shaved and parted your hair,
That guy
I
does
mean,
not look like me.
That looks like you from 2017.
I have red hair. I have red hair.
Are we seeing
Oh
the
my
origin
God.
story of Shy Guy? You always said you were shy as a kid. Oh my
some people
God,
do
dude.
say Alec is a pretty shy guy. Okay, everybody's clicking off this video. Please don't leave the video, guys. Please don't leave the video.
Okay,
he's
no
gonna put
wonder
his
you
hat
didn't
back
have.
on.
All I'm gonna say is no wonder you didn't have any friends in elementary school.
He's gonna put his hat back on in 3,
I am scared.
2, 1. Okay, we're safe. Whew.
Away at a plate of mutton
Wow.
curry while sipping from a brass bowl of white chiang, a popular local drink. The explorer, living up to his name, has come a long way to get here. The rest of the village locals in the tavern eye him with a variety of knowing glances. They've seen so many like him before. Smug smiles and
There
puffed
he is.
chests,
There's Alex.
thinking they'll be
Hey,
able to count
the French
themselves
man.
among the exalted few who've conquered the mountain to end all mountains.
I'll climb Mount
The
Everest with you
bodies
guys.
of many men like this
Oh,
are
never
still
mind.
frozen to the mountain's surface.
What the?
One
Of course
very
my
old-
guy
An
dies.
older man
What?
I said, of course my guy dies.
Well, yeah.
My fellow ginger man.
Yeah, that's why there's not many of them left. They probably all try to climb Mount Everest.
They're trying to conquer Mount Everest
Yeah.
and just die.
Probably.
who can speak English fluently
Not a bad way to
slides in
go.
across the table from the explorer. The old-timer tells him that whatever he thinks he'll find up on the mountain, honor, glory, recognition, he'd be
Alex,
better
you're
off
mine.
searching for it elsewhere. Death awaits on the icy rocks above. The explorer, young, fit, and still feeling mighty smug, replies that death is there for the people who haven't worked hard enough, who haven't prepared. He's scaled other mountains before, all across the globe, from Scotland to Peru. Everest would hold no surprises for him, just a
Okay, I don't understand how this relates to Shy Guy at all, Jack. What is going on?
Adam, you gotta just wait, okay? The story's
Okay,
building.
all right.
And okay, I have a theory. Either A, this guy becomes Shy Guy, or B, Shy Guy is waiting at the top of Mount Everest and he dies to him.
I thought, like, since so many people die at Mount Everest, Shy Guy's just waiting up there.
It very well could be, Adam. Shy Guy can survive pretty much any environment, at least that I know of.
The thing is, it's definitely option A because this is the origin story of Shy Guy. So it's like the beginning of Shy Guy.
Maybe that's Shy Guy and he tries to climb it and then he gets stuck.
Exactly. The problem
Exactly.
is though that this guy's not shy at all. Like he doesn't have any similarities with Shy Guy. So how does he end up turning into Shy Guy?
Maybe he loses all of his clothes and he gets really skinny, and then that's when he becomes shy because he doesn't want people to look at him because he's self-conscious.
And he loses his hair.
new,
That's-
compelling
I wouldn't
challenge.
want people looking at me if I lost my
The
hair.
old man is,
You kinda
as you
just,
could
like,
probably
defined my life,
imagine,
bro.
unamused by the explorer's hubris. All confidence and bluster now, he says with his thin, raspy voice. But what will you say when you're face to face with the king? The explorer,
The king?
assuming that this king refers to the mountain itself, smiles and replies,
What?
I'll ask him for his crown.
Shy Guy the king?
With that, the old man
Interesting.
leaves, content that he
He's
at least
shy.
tried to dissuade the explorer from going on this doomed journey. If nothing else, his conscience would be clear now. He had done all that he possibly could. The explorer, not bothered by the grim prophecies of superstitious locals, finishes his curry and chung and retires to the room he rented upstairs. He's so excited. Tomorrow,
so
it will
happy?
finally be time. All his months of training will pay off.
'Cause
He
he's
will
the conqueror
climb
of
to
Mount
Mount
Everest.
Everest's peak. It would be an achievement to last a whole lifetime.
I'd be nervous.
One he would never ever forget, no matter how much he wants to. The next day,
Whoa.
the tip of his
Dun,
ice
dun,
axe
dun.
cleaves into the
Here
mountainside.
we
As
go!
he grunts, strains, and
Come
pulls
on!
himself up another few feet. He's about 2,000
Dude, he's doing it
meters
all
up,
by himself.
and every
You got
additional
this!
meter is
2,000
fighting him.
meters, bro? Oh
It's
my
the
gosh.
bitterest cold he's ever known.
That is
a freeze
crazy.
so deep it makes his incredibly expensive thermal locking clothes feel like he's wearing wet one-ply toilet paper. But the pain
Ugh, I
doesn't
hate
matter.
that.
The cold doesn't matter. He finds it exhilarating.
He's still happy.
Of course,
That's crazy.
just as the old man had warned, death could be waiting for him on this mountain. But the truth is, the explorer has never felt more alive. He winches himself up a few feet more, trying to regulate his breathing as his icy fingers, wrapped in thick
This is
gloves,
definitely not
struggle
Shy
to find
Guy.
purchase on what feels
I don't
like a
think
sheer
so, Adam.
cliff face.
I think it was option
There
B.
are many times when he's supporting his full body weight with only his hands. It often takes the kind of Herculean strength that only a lifetime of training can give you.
I think I could
After
do it.
all, there's no room for error on Mount Everest. One wrong move, and you're either plummeting to your death or becoming a permanent frozen fixture of the mountainside. And because Everest is so dangerous, nobody comes to collect the bodies of dead mountaineering hopefuls. Their corpses,
That is
coated in
true.
often colorful winter jackets, litter the mountain. Some look at them
Yeah,
as a
that's real.
tragic warning. Other, more morbid mountaineers use them as mile markers for their own more successful ascents. Whether the explorer would be lucky or become just another dead, frozen mile marker is still entirely up to chance.
That's really creepy.
Whoever goes up this mountain by themselves, that's probably like not known ever.
Usually you're supposed to go up with like some sort of tour guide that has done it hundreds, if not thousands of times, and you go up with a giant group of people that know what they're doing. But this guy's crazy. He's doing it all by himself.
If this video gets 45,000 likes, I will go up Mount Everest by myself.
And I'll shake your hand and watch you go, Adam.
I think I can do it.
To climb this mountain on your own, you have to be best climber Everest.
Okay, can we
He
just...
climbs for a few more
Black
hours,
out,
pushing past his body's
Alex
complaints,
face
his
cam.
physical limitations, until he reaches a well-earned
Let
plateau.
him cook.
Here, he establishes a small base camp and
That's
eats
where
some of
Shy
his
Guy is. I'm
rations.
telling you, get out of
The
there.
area is thankfully
He's gonna
guarded
get ya.
enough to keep
He's
out the
gonna
worst
touch
of
ya.
the sub-zero winds, so he can at least get some sleep without
Here we
freezing to
go.
death. Mount Everest cannot be conquered today, and even someone with the
Sleeping
explorer's
on or
bravado
in
wouldn't
Mount
dare
Everest.
to try.
That's cool.
But
That'd
as
be a
he
cool
settles
video.
down to sleep for the night, he can't
you're
help
freezing.
but look up. And
He's
the
in a little
enormity
cocoon.
of what stands before him, he finds utterly terrifying.
Wait, how was he still
The
looking at
mountain
Mount
just
Everest when
keeps
he's in
going
it?
and going.
There's, like,
and
different
going,
peaks.
stretching up into the misty heavens, like the tip would only be a short jump from the moon. For the first time, the explorer begins to genuinely wonder, will I scale this mountain, or will I die on it? What he never even considered.
This is the first time he's not smiling. He's getting nervous.
He's freezing. He's in a cave, and he hasn't even done it yet. He has to sleep there the entire night. I'd be scared.
I think what they don't think about either is that they have to get all the way back down the mountain too. And that must take almost as long as climbing up it.
You just take like a sled and go...
I don't think it's as easy as that, Adam.
That's an easy way to die.
Is that there may be a third option that's so much worse. Over the next few days, he keeps climbing further
he's
and
still
further. Hundreds, then thousands of meters pass under him as he breaks past even the boundaries biology seemed to set for him. He's impossible to deter. An engine of pure, burning willpower, going
He's a
because he
beast.
knows he cannot stop.
Beast.
Because he knows that if he throws in the towel now, it will have all been for nothing. He'll be just another failure, one speck among billions. He'll have no meaning, no legacy. He'll just be another average Joe, forgotten. And that honestly scares him even more than the prospect of freezing to death up here. Eventually, even though it costs him almost everything to do it, he reaches 8,000 meters,
What?
an area
The
known
death
as
zone?
the Death Zone, where
Huh?
That can't be real.
So when you reach that, are you guys turning around, or what do you guys do?
I
You
mean,
gotta
at
keep
that,
going.
I mean, at that point, you're in too deep. You got to keep going.
Well, the thing is, like, if you do something as serious as try to climb Mount Everest, you have to have the understanding of, like, yeah, I might die on this trip, you know? So, like, when you see that, it's like, yeah, like, you gotta expect that to be a possibility. So, yes, you see that, and you're like, all right, here we go. This is
got
what I signed up
really real.
for.
I think I'd turn around.
This
Yeah,
isn't
of
even
course
the
you
scary part yet.
It's
where it's
not. Wait, how
believed to
many
be
meters is
impossible
it?
for humans to acclimate. This is the
8,000
thin,
meters
rarefied
high.
air that few have been permitted to breathe.
least.
And he's seen so many brightly colored mile markers on the way to here. The ground is slippery, and the air chews into the explorer's skin, but he knows he's made it this far. Less than 1,000 meters from the peak now, he has
Oh, he's almost there.
conquered the mountain. So you can only imagine how surprised he feels when he sees another
please don't be
mountaineer
Shy Guy. Please
walking
don't be
down the
Shy
side
Guy.
of the mountain towards him with an eerie kind of casualness. He's wearing standard mountain
No.
climbing gear,
No.
including white thermal
Is that
pants
Michael
and a
Jackson?
hooded coat, zipped up to the chin. The explorer can't make out the stranger's face beyond the pair of thick, black
out your
goggles
gun now.
he's wearing over his
Who is
eyes.
this?
What the hell is going on here?
I start tossing snowballs at him, make him take off his face mask.
You think so? Well, it's just probably another person, right?
No. Why do you think there's all these dead bodies? Mount Everest is easy to climb. It's the animals and the people there that make it so hard.
I don't think any animals live there, Adam.
They do, and they don't want you to conquer the mountain because it's like this huge accomplishment. So they'll do whatever they can to not let you succeed.
Interesting.
That's why
I
I'll
never
bring
knew that.
I'll bring an M16 when I
You'll
go.
bring Alec as bait.
And I'll bring Alec as bait.
smart.
I'm gonna bring one of them slow cookers and have some beef jerky.
Alec, can I bring you when I go and bring you as bait as well?
Whatever you guys need to do, I'm here for you.
Thanks, Al.
That's a big piece of bait.
The second the stranger's eyes fall upon him, he feels a frightening sensation. The bite of the cold
That's gotta be
is
Shy Guy.
gone. The chilling winds can't reach him. Instead, he feels warm, cozy, and
He's smiling
content,
again.
like he's
Ew.
sitting in front of
Adam,
a
what's
warm
that behind
fire
you?
in a well-insulated log cabin.
Okay, stop. Don't.
In any
don't
other
do that.
circumstance,
I swear
these
I saw
sensations
something.
might be welcomed, but a seasoned mountaineer knows that this is actually one of the worst things you can feel.
Really?
It means that death is creeping in,
Oh.
and your body is opening the front door and welcoming it.
That's probably not even real. It
That's
could be
not even a real person?
hallucination. Yeah, a hallucination.
Whoa, what is that?
Hallucination.
Yeah, it is a fascination.
Oh my gosh. Wait, this is what death looks like?
I guess so, yeah. Death is at the front door, and he's about to let it in.
That's not even that bad then. So when you're about to die, you actually smile. You enjoy it.
Yeah, but you don't want to die, Adam, remember? Don't do it, Adam. Don't go in.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry, I
Wake
forgot.
up, wake up.
And if this stranger is causing that feeling, then one thing is certain: he's bad news. The explorer wants to turn and run, but he finds that he can't. It's almost as though he's frozen in place, entranced by the warm, inviting feeling that the other mountaineer seems to exude as he gets closer and closer. That's when the explorer notices something strange about him. Something is glowing through his goggles, like hot
Run
embers
the other
burning
way!
a bright,
Oh, he's a
luminous
ginger.
orange. Are those eyes? Dear God, are those his eyes?
He's a demon.
Go the
explorer
other
can
way.
Feel their terrible stare.
It's not
Literally
worth it.
Feel it. It hurts to be looked at by this monster. Yes, that's what it is. A monster. A monster in the shape of a man. Why are you here, mortal? Comes a booming voice from the inhuman mountaineer. Do you wish to challenge me?
Who is that?
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
The
whoa,
explorer
whoa.
can't form words. He's quaking, his body acknowledging the cold that his mind can't, as those two glowing eyes bore into him. Speak, the stranger commands.
Okay, Jack, you are the most knowledgeable in SCPs. Could this potentially be a different SCP that maybe transforms others into SCPs and now like the original guy becomes Shy Guy?
I'm super proud of you. You're very much on the right track. However, not a chance. This is definitely not an SCP. This is like the spawn of Satan, okay? This is not an SCP.
Is that not what
I've never
SCPs
seen
are?
a
Satan
no,
is an SCP?
No. Trust me. Trust me. Demons and SCPs, completely different, okay? Sometimes SCPs seem like demons, but trust me, this is definitely not an SCP. This is the spawn of the devil, okay? And it also could be a hallucination inside of his brain. We don't even know if this thing is real.
Unless Jack is an SCP and his role is to confuse our brain into thinking that that's not an SCP.
Unless you're an SCP and your role is to convince me that Jack's an SCP and you're actually the SCP and I'm the one that needs to reverse the entire mindset and really, I was right the whole time.
The only way to get to the bottom of this is to smash like, and if it turns blue, Alec is an SCP.
Who? What are you? The explorer forces out between chattering teeth. The stranger laughs.
Hey, conquer
I
me.
am the king of the mountain. Though to the SCP Foundation, he's better known as
what is that behind you?
SCP-1529.
Oh,
and he's the
I
worst
called
possible
it!
thing you can run into while trying to scale Mount
Well,
Everest.
not. You
The
have
explorer
called it.
remembers
Let's
his
see.
conversation with the old man in the tavern. The question he asked,
The
what
king.
will you say when you're face to face with the king? And his own foolish answer, I'll ask him for his crown. Now, really, truly face to face with the king of the mountain, all the poor terrified explorer can do is whimper and beg for mercy.
Oh, that's not
Please,
what you do.
he says, the tears freezing on his cheeks as they fall.
What do you do?
I just wanted to climb.
Wait, this might be a really dumb question, but if you cry when you're on Mount Everest, wouldn't your eyeballs just freeze?
I think it just said that like the tears freeze as soon as they hit your face. But you wear goggles so that your eyeballs don't freeze.
Oh, okay. All right.
King of the mountain laugh, his eyes burning. Then you will climb, he says, and climb and climb and climb.
Isn't that
The
what he's
king of the
doing
mountain
anyways?
must have wielded
Think so.
truly unspeakable power to do what he does next.
Whoa.
With a simple nod, the explorer is
What?
suddenly hanging off the mountainside, his fingers
He's a
digging into the
waterbender.
craggy
Oh, no.
rocks. The only thing supporting his weight. It was like being back at square one all over again, except with added pain, terror, and cold so deep he can feel his
Oh,
bones
no.
rattling. And all the while, he feels those eyes upon him, those burning, fiery eyes, staring with absolute
no.
malice.
Okay, the other guy, the guy with the scar, should have gave him a better warning. Like he just like lightly mentioned the king. If he actually knew that this guy was up here, I would be screaming and putting signs up, have ads up on the wall.
I mean, yeah, to be honest, whatever the government that's in place there, they should not let people walk up this mountain if they know this is at the top.
That's like how when. Nah, never mind.
He keeps climbing. Every time he reaches a plateau, a place where he might camp and find even momentary comfort, the king of the mountain is already waiting there, staring that horrible stare.
Ooh.
And just like that, the explorer was climbing again, wind whipping against him like 40 lashes
not
from a
gonna
cat o'
win.
nine tails. That, coupled with the endless strain of the climb
He's
on his
going
muscles,
down.
is the worst agony he's ever felt.
You gotta
And
just
yet-
let go.
He never dies.
Huh?
Even though he hasn't eaten in days, weeks, months, years, he never, ever
Years?
dies.
No, wait.
He just fulfills the same torturous loop over and over again. It's like the king of the mountain is just keeping him alive for his own amusement, a toy that's impossible to break. But while the
Years?
explorer never breaks, as time goes on and the torments never cease,
Oh,
he does
it was
begin to
option A.
change, like rock being molded by the tide. First, from the endless stress,
him.
his hair falls out. His skin goes pale from the lack of sun. His body
He's
becomes
gonna be
thin
the
and
SCP!
wiry from starvation and malnourishment. The endless physical strain even
What?
warps his limbs. His arms and
I
legs
called
begin to
it.
stretch.
I
His body
literally
becomes
called it.
elongated
That is
and
exactly what I
grotesque.
said.
All the way through this horrific, dehumanizing ordeal, the King of the Mountain stares at him. One day, the explorer, now changed, reaches a plateau, and as can be expected, the King of the Mountain stares at him with his burning eyes.
How?
The explorer cowers and covers his face with his hands,
No.
sobbing from exhaustion. He just wants the King of the Mountain to look away, to leave him be. He babbles incoherently. He doesn't want to be seen anymore.
Oh my gosh, this is
His
crazy.
pain simply makes the King of the Mountain laugh. I gave you your wish, the Mountain King says, his voice oozing with contempt. You climbed, didn't you? You thought that your climbing would elevate you, make you more than human.
What?
But now, you're so much less.
It's
Our
gross.
business concludes here. I'm tired of playing with you. And with that, the king is gone. The explorer is alone, stranded among the snow and the whipping winds of the death zone, but very much alive. He's finally able to go.
That's literally exactly what I said. I said the king was another SCP turning other people into SCPs, and that was Shy Guy.
But he only turned this one guy into an SCP. Why didn't he do it with other people?
Common Siren W.
Because this guy's the strongest climber out of everybody, so he knew that this was going to be the guy. He probably
Interesting.
tested everybody else, but they all failed.
Exactly.
Those were
They
dead
died to the
bodies.
tests.
The one thing I am curious about is why does Shy Guy become so violent then when people look at him?
Because Jack, he's been climbing for years.
And all he remembers is the king's stare. He didn't want the king to look at him anymore, so he doesn't want anyone to look at him.
Dude, but he should be, if anything, like nicer to people because he just got tormented for so many years.
He hasn't had
he's
social
changed.
contact in years, Jack. He doesn't know how to interact with people.
At long last, after what felt like an eternity, he's escaped. When the explorer arrives in the village again, he's not the explorer at all. It's been years since he went missing on the mountain. The old man who had warned him not to go up onto Mount Everest had passed peacefully in the interim. The other members of his small village would not be afforded the same luxury. Instead, the explorer stumbled back through the village limits, still covering his face. The only sounds he can hear are the wailing wind and his own pitiful sobbing. Everything hurts. He's
how
so
he's gonna turn
terribly
evil.
afraid. He needs somebody to help him. Why will nobody help him? The sun begins to rise, and the village shakes itself awake. People leave their homes to go about their daily tasks. None of them are expecting to see a monster loping through their streets.
Okay, what I think happens is that the Shy Guy, he's just looking for help right now, right? He's actually just a normal person. But then everybody
what they
calls
said.
him a monster and ugly and this and that, and you're stupid, you're bald.
Oh.
You literally have red hair, but it all fell out. So now
Exactly,
you're
so they
bald.
start
You have
bullying
nothing.
him.
Even your arms are weird. Like you
So then
you
he-
have
he
the
lashes
whitest of skin.
That makes sense, Adam. Actually, you might be a genius.
So they keep calling him a monster,
Pale,
so he turns
gangly
in.
monstrosity,
what people are
stretched and
calling it.
hairless. It engenders a mix of fear and curiosity as it stumbles around, audibly sobbing with a loud, warped voice. It's like nothing any of them have ever seen before, like something out of a myth or a folk tale. But for the monster that was once the explorer, it's so much worse. At first, he thinks that the villagers might be there to
my
help him.
gosh.
But then,
Is he
he
blind?
sees their eyes, that same intense, burning fire
no.
pit orange as the king
I
of the
told
mountain.
you.
What?
That
Oh,
same
I
horrible
see.
gaze that the
Why do they
explorer
all
thought
have
he'd escaped
eyes like
when he
that?
left the mountain.
king did it
gaze
to
that
him.
meant pain, torment, and madness. Even when he tries to cover his face, when he wails at them to go away in words that make sense to no one but him, he can still feel those terrible eyes on him. Is he still on the mountain? Is he still at the mercy of the Mountain King? Are these all just illusions or projections, another awful trick? What did he ever do to deserve this kind of torment? Was the crime of wanting to climb a damn mountain worth this kind of everlasting suffering? Did it earn him the gaze of all these monstrous eyes? The explorer begins to feel his anguish being replaced by another feeling, rapidly rising rage,
angry.
the kind of pure, blistering hatred
Oh,
that
he wants
inexorably
revenge.
leads to one result:
Here we go.
violence. First, he screams.
Oh my
Then
god.
they scream.
I don't know what to
And
do. I
finally,
don't know what I would do.
The killing begins.
can't-
Was he eat
The
them?
creature
What does he
that has once
do?
been the explorer
Kills
leaves
them.
no stone unturned. Even when they try to run away, He still feels their eyes
How
on
is he
him.
so fast?
He needs to kill them all.
This is one of the strongest SCPs. People say this is the
How did he get so
strongest
strong?
SCP,
From, I
actually.
guess, from training over and over and
I
over?
guess.
He's like One Punch Man.
And the king must have gave him some insane powers because as soon as you look at Shy Guy, even if you go to outer space, even if you go under the water, you go anywhere, he's gonna find you and he's gonna kill you. There's no escaping.
Wait, what if I hide in like a secret nuclear bunker? There's no way he's getting there.
Doesn't matter, yeah. He's gotten in every single place, everywhere, anytime, you're dead.
Them quickly, leave no trace. It's the only way he can feel anything close to at peace again. It becomes a kind of terrible chain reaction. The sound of the horrors going on in the street only entices more to come outside and see what's going on, to look at the creature causing all this carnage, to see its face. They have no idea that this very
I hate
action
this.
is
What
dooming
if that
them.
was the last thing you've
And
ever
within
seen?
the hour, the village is empty.
Well, it was
save
for those
for
people.
one
That'd be
creature.
terrible.
The creature that had once been the explorer, now just afraid, confused,
Don't.
and alone.
I feel
Oh,
kinda
I mean,
bad
He will
for him.
always
oh, get
be
him!
alone. The anomaly that will soon be known as
crying.
SCP-096 simply bows its
I
head
kind of feel bad for him now.
and weeps.
Yeah, me
If you
too.
want to support our important mission,
Wow, that is the story of Shy Guy.
That was so sad.
Jack?
If you guys enjoyed that video and want to watch another amazing one, make sure to click right here.